Welcome back to the show. Hopefully you guys are having a good day.
Hello.
Welcome back to the studio.
Yes.
We filed a missing persons report for you.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
We thought something happened to you. Like you got smuggled away to Mexico or something.
No. I had homework. But now school's done for now.
We heard like witness protection.
Oh.
Like you were part of
That
witness
sounds
protection
a
program.
lot cooler than I had homework and school stuff to
Like
do.
you blew the whistle on a teacher that you caught embezzling money from the school district and they had to get you out of the country.
Yeah, that's definitely what
The
happened
country
right there.
or the county. The county. Maybe they had to smuggle you out of the county.
I just went over like a couple miles.
What are you pushing?
Nothing. It's my foot on the chair.
Okay, well, anyway, welcome back. As for the rest of y'all, you can't see outside our windows here, but we're kind of in the middle of like a major storm warning, I think, for the next couple of days coming this way. So if for some reason the show gets preempted, it's probably because we lost our leak to the internet. We do have like backup power here and a generator and all that jazz, but
We would know like was
communications.
it 19 minutes before the show would end? Because last time I accidentally pressed it and it was 19 minutes.
Yeah, well, we should be okay. I think we're okay. But hopefully you guys are okay wherever you're at too. Kind of a cool day. Kind of a cool week. Definitely exciting and new for me. Nothing's been predictable. And yesterday was like kind of a rough start, I guess, for me because I had like 2 customers like stand me up. Like I went to one house and found out later that the lady was just in there sleeping because even though my secretary said that he would be by early, I was too early, I guess, for her, and she missed me. But this lady needs some sleep because when I went there today, she has like a school bus worth of kids inside. I don't know if they were all hers or she does like whatever.
Babysitting or something?
Yeah, I don't know. How's your week been? Or a couple of months or wherever?
It's been fun. I've been sleeping, reading books.
Not recovering from like a major surgery?
No.
Okay, just checking. For those of you who are watching, go ahead and chime in if you want to tell us where you've been or what you've been doing. If you like, you can private message me. Best way to reach me would be on Discord. I do get quite a bit. I do get quite a bit of messages from you guys. A few weeks ago, every one of our good news articles was sent in by some users or viewers, not druggies. Today I have a couple of articles that came from some people who watched the show either during or after the fact, I guess. So that's kind of cool. What are our days
So today
today?
there's 3.
I'm
National.
sorry, did I interrupt your homework there?
No, I'm trying to log into my account so I can watch the show.
Oh, you're so funny. Okay, today is
National Praline Day.
Praline Day.
Yes.
Do you know what praline is?
I mean, I know it's a sugar candy.
I've had praline topping, like on top of my Starbucks.
I don't know.
It's like a crunchy topping. But I also had a friend of mine who I used to, or that I've done like acting with. Her sister made like a praline candy thing. It was really good. We heated it up in the microwave.
I used to eat pralines that were just big chunks of sugar, but they had like an almond in the middle. It's pretty yummy.
Almonds are yummy. I'll contest that. Yes. Yes.
Yes. National Handshake Day, which is the last Thursday in June.
Whoa. Last Thursday in June.
Last Thursday in June.
Today's the last Thursday in
Today.
June. So June's over with.
Basically, yeah.
Well, that seemed like it came in really quick and left really quick.
Yes.
So it's kind of good that it's National Handshake Day now that COVID is done and over with, and I've actually shook people's hands, shaken people's hands. I've
Shook.
I've had a handshake experience with multiple people over the last like 7 days. It's kind of nice shaking hands again. I know it's a thing.
Yes. I don't really shake people's hands all that much, even though
What are you, a hugger?
in speech class we had a day specifically learning handshakes, but it was weird because instead of going around the room and like shaking hands with people this year, we just had to pretend that we were shaking hands in midair.
So in your school,
There's a handshake class.
they teach you how to shake hands.
Yes.
Oh, back in my day, we just,
Shook hands.
did it. It was like a Nike moment.
Yeah. Nope. It was in speech class. We also did a lot of things that...
So now that you're a professional handshaker,
Oh, definitely not.
now that you're a professional handshaker, do you find yourself shaking people's hands and you're like, whoa, that guy did it wrong? Like messed that one up bad. Like he clearly doesn't know how to, like, needs to go back and learn that one.
Not really.
Because I find myself
Because
driving.
I haven't really shaken hands with people since I...
So it is shaken.
Shooketh.
So I find myself driving down the road
hands.
and seeing car drivers, and I'm like, whoa, those need to be. They didn't learn that one right. They have to go back. But I've never done that with a handshake, where I shake a hand and I feel like, whoa.
No. I mean, you can always tell when somebody's gonna...
You've got like the handshake, you've got the princess shake, you've got like a lot of...
Yeah.
Yeah. So which way did they do the English version for you at school, or
We just...
the lumberjack version?
I
or
don't know. I have pictures
How about the
of different
banker
types
version?
of handshakes. If you want to
The
see them.
pass like a tip shake, because I think there's multiple.
There are.
I'm pretty sure that if you took the class, you would know.
But you're supposed to just like handshake.
Yeah. So when you took this final exam for this handshaking
We
thing,
actually did not have an exam for this handshake thing.
oh, so you don't know how
So-
well you did.
No,
So you might not have learned it right.
probably not. Knowing my class was very energetic.
Got it. Hey, thanks for watching, Atten.
Yes, thank you.
Wait, that's it?
That's basically it.
Those are all the days?
There's National something Pop Day, and it starts with a B, but ends or sounds like mom, and I don't want to say it just in case it flags us for some weird reason. BOMB. I just spelled it.
Mom?
Rhymes with mom.
Oh. Like D-Day?
No, like the ice cream candy popsicle thing.
Okay.
It's also the last Thursday in June.
It's National Popsicle Day, but you can't say that.
It's not popsicle specifically, but whatever. Yes.
Alrighty.
We'll go with it.
Got it.
Popsicles.
Okay, yeah, I don't really want to get flagged
Yeah.
by the FBI either. Okay?
That's it. There were only 3.
Yeah, don't bring those up anymore. You're trying to get us kicked off? You've only
Only been on for what?
Not all of us can go into witness protection like you did. For like a temporary stay or whatever.
Yeah.
Anything else you got?
No. I'm trying
Anything
to-
you got to talk about?
Not really. It's your show.
It's my show. What, did I provide the shirts or something?
Yes.
So sweatshirt, is that hot?
No, but I forgot my shirt. And this was the only one we had.
Exciting.
It's not that cold though.
Yeah.
Or hot.
No, it's
not
actually pretty nice.
Too hot to
It's
wear.
actually pretty nice. Well, I suppose we can get into the good news portion part of the program. It is what y'all came here to watch, especially you, Atten, our one and only viewer, that I can see in at least a user that's signed in that can use chat. Haven't seen some Sav yet. I don't know.
She's sleeping.
She's usually
Witness
here.
protection?
Witness protection.
Oh,
Whoa!
she's here!
Favorite part.
I told
She
you.
is here.
I
Okay.
told you she was here.
Give a shout out to some sad too. Oh, my first article.
Ooh. Advertisement was Prime Video.
So, my first article today was actually sent in from somebody. Have you use QR codes? You have a QR code reader on that thing?
I have one on my phone.
And do you scan codes when you see them?
I have before.
Like give me an example.
Well, for one of my birthday presents this year, my friend got me this necklace that came with a QR code, and you scan it and you could track a turtle in the ocean.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how fast are they?
I don't know.
So...
Didn't give me too many specifics.
So why would you track a turtle in the ocean?
I don't know.
Let me ask you this. How would you know if it was a legitimate turtle tracking experience? Or if it was just a random dot that moves randomly?
It could be a random dot, and they just told us
so you don't
that
know.
it was a turtle.
You don't know?
No.
Is there more than one turtle?
I only have one turtle. Her name is Carol, apparently. Carol the turtle.
I think what they should do is have multiple QR codes that you can buy, and you race the turtles that you bet on, and whoever's turtle makes it to, South America first or whatever wins.
But what if one turtle has a whole different path than the other ones, and then they go
Then you lose your money that you bet.
They go to Australia.
Clearly you've never been to the horse races. This is how this works.
I have not.
You don't win.
I also do not normally
You don't get the money. You lose
turtles.
it.
I don't think you get I'm not sure how it works. I don't know if she picked the turtle or not.
The article that was sent in is QR codes on gravestones. You heard of this?
No.
So
I'll put a video in there. A link to my lifelong Kahoot.
Some people want graveyard visitors to know more about who they are.
Oh, so basically my lifelong Kahoot.
Like a lot more, yeah.
You play the game.
Just
and
right
try
there.
to figure it out.
I don't like to think about death. I'm sure, however, that I'll feature my lone virtue on my gravestone. It'll read, "He always turned up on time." I like to be on time. I don't like being late. Like the show, when we do our 5-minute countdown, it's 5 minutes before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and when we leave to go places, I have a time when I expect to walk out the door and leave, and everyone else in the house is shocked that we leave every Sunday at 9 o'clock, and they just don't. It's like, what?
Don't always leave at 9. No.
Well, anyway.
It's always 8:56.
Many others want their life's work to live long beyond them. They believe that they believe they have a legacies that others should respect or at least know about. So here, obviously, is a picture of a gravestone adorned with a QR code. Now, I'll admit that personally, I didn't realize that QR codes on gravestones was a thing. Did you?
I didn't know that. Nope.
You just placating or something today?
I didn't know they were there.
I didn't.
I've never seen
I've been
one.
to several funerals in the last several weeks in a row for some reason.
I haven't been to as many as you.
We've had 5 funerals in 5 weeks.
I know.
5 funerals in 5 weeks. That's kind of a thing. But anyway, so I didn't know or hear anything about it until recently. And when I looked it up, it's been going on for a long time. Since 2012.
9 years, man.
Yeah, enterprising tech companies were creating whole websites for the living to link to from one little QR code in a cemetery. There's a deep humanity to the idea. When we walk through graveyards, we see names and dates. Occasionally we read the names of loved ones left behind. Rarely, however, do we know who these people were, how they lived, and what their lives truly meant to others. This way we can pull out our cell phones as if we were in a museum, see the face beneath the gravestone, and learn perhaps about their passions, their loves, their achievements, and even their disappointments. I wonder, though, how many people would wish to present a truly unvarnished exposition of themselves rather than a Hollywood-esque tribute to a life well lived. So if you could write your own obituary, or not obituary, like a biography, an autobiography. It'd be like writing your own autobiography
But on a website.
and putting a stamp on the thing that could just,
Whee!
So,
I would link it to my Audible account of me reading it.
so the person who who sent me this, we were talking about it, and I was like, you could basically set up like a wiki site, kind of. You know what I mean? And like people who knew them could write their own things in there, Like, yeah. So my friend Bill's dad passed away, and his funeral was like, 2 hours, but we were there for like 3 hours just recently. And even the funeral director lady was like, I've been doing this for 25 years and I've never seen a funeral like this. All those people could have something to say or even leave a video about like how he affected them directly or whatever. A lot of people, it's like a big deal to like search your family history or whatever. And so if you had like a historian or something in the family that knew more, you could, trace genealogies and such like that, or click on it, or eventually you'll have like a QR code where it'll have Super Ellie and it'll have your picture or whatever, but then like you get down to the bottom and it takes you to like your parents or whatever, and you could click on each of them. You could see like the goldfish that died before you or whatever, and Goldie, and see the little ceremony you did when you flushed it down the toilet after it died.
Uh-huh.
You didn't have a goldfish named Goldie?
I don't think I ever named my goldfish Goldie. I named them other names.
Oh, you had a goldfish
Bob.
named Bob.
My sister named her goldfish Nemo.
Nemo.
I also named one of them Carrot.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carrot the goldfish.
Carrot the goldfish. I
I've
don't
had a
think
lot
that
of-
you should name pets food names, personally.
Come
Come here, Brownie.
Well,
It just sounds creepy.
Carrot was fun.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Lived for a solid week.
Live for a solid week. Solid. So my next article was also sent in by a viewer. So did you see the show last week?
I watched part of it.
In your witness protection?
Oh, yeah. We're not allowed phones there. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
We have to
'cause
watch-
You can only watch it on your...
Cable TV.
Uh-huh.
I'm kidding. They
Okay.
allowed me my phone for Audible. Listened to 79 hours of Audible in the last 3 weeks.
Yeah. Without your cell phone?
Yeah, without it.
So,
Just had it.
last week we talked about someone who, it was like a newly married wife gave a kidney up to her husband's ex-wife, saved her life. And that story, I guess, spawned an idea or whatever, and this other person sent in an article that was similar. So my next article, these coworkers, which I'll put the picture up here, donated their kidneys to save each other's husband.
Seems like a lot of work.
But it's kind of like it's
I
kind
mean,
of like
it's really nice.
it's kind of like a funny coincidence.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, the COVID-19 pandemic has put life as we know it on hold for more than a year. But as things finally settle back into a new normal, people are returning to the workplace. For two co-workers catching up during a chance encounter, swapping news serendipitously turned into a life-saving exchange. Susan Ellis and Tia Wimbush both work at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. Ironically, both Tia's husband, Rodney, and Susan's husband, Lance, were on a waiting list for kidney transplants. As the two compared notes, taking over the ups and downs of their husbands' conditions, the subject of blood types came up. Thanks to a piece of random information, the women suddenly realized they might be potential donor matches for the other's husband. My thought immediately was that we could help each other and stop the suffering of two families, Tia told Good Morning America. I called Rodney immediately, and he and I were both just committed to moving forward and trying to help two families. When the tests were run, it turned out that Tia and Susan were indeed matches made in heaven for one another's husbands. Both wives were granted donor approval last October, but before the December surgeries could be performed, Lance suffered a setback and had to be hospitalized. Once his condition was stable, the procedures were rescheduled for January. Then Susan tested positive for COVID and was forced into a mandatory quarantine. The procedures were postponed again. After Susan got the all clear, the operations were rescheduled this time for March 19th. As the old saying goes, the third time was the charm, and both transplants were successful. The couples convalesced in close proximity on the same hospital floor, visiting each other as soon as they were able. While Tia and Susan's downtime was a little more protracted than they'd originally envisioned, Lance and Rodney's Mark's post-operative improvements were more than made up for any short-term discomfort they might have felt. The two thankful husbands, freed from hours of crippling dialysis, are looking forward to spending many happy years of quality time with their loved ones, which now includes their extended kidney families. Our story is a story of kindness. It ended up in a kidney exchange that was the result of it, but it started with human beings, just human beings, and checking on each other, Susan told GMA. We're so busy with social media and texting and thinking that's not my business that we can self-isolate and we don't check in on our neighbors. In addition to reminding folks to reach out to one another on a human level, both families hope their stories will inspire others to think about being living transplant donors. And you can learn about the process at organdonor.gov if you would like. Have you ever been there?
What?
Organdonor.gov?
No.
So are you an organ donor?
I'm registered as one on my driver's license.
You are?
Yes.
And what does that mean?
That if I got in a car accident and I was going to die, they could take my organs and give them to other people.
So I don't think I am. And I don't think I am because, like, I freaked out one day. And I'm just not going to say that I had like a nightmare. This is a good news program. I won't get into that. But because of that experience, I woke up. I was like, no, I couldn't do it. It's like I don't know. It was a thing. It's probably not really a thing. But, you know, maybe I'll tell you when we're not rolling live. Yeah.
I don't know.
Was that a picture? Oh. Thanks for watching. Picture of a sloth. Yeah. Okay. So, do you know anybody who's had transplants?
I don't think so.
I do, but I mean it's different. You know what I mean? If you needed a kidney, I know a friend in California whose son needs a kidney transplant. You know, and goes in for like multiple dialysis and if you could change a life, I mean, it's kind of a neat experience.
Yes.
Playing with a cadaver. Yeah, see, my experience was similar. I just had a dream that... okay, I'll tell you. It's not really good news, but...
on the other side of the good news program.
I had a dream. I was in an accident, and I was okay. Like, I was going to pull out of it. But the doctors were like, well, if you don't make it, you know, your eyes can go to this person, your heart can go to this person, your liver can go to this person, and your kidney can go to this person. You can save like 5 people if you don't make it.
Yeah, and then you feel bad about, like, not doing it.
Yeah. And then, like, they, like, purposely turned up the morphine or whatever, and they were going to just take my organs anyway. And that freaked me out.
Never had one of those.
Take
dreams.
a life to save 5. Yeah. So that's what bothered me.
Don't think doctors are supposed to do that.
Yeah, no, they're not supposed to. So anyway, my next article, we talked about...
Back to the good news.
Yeah. Recently, Mackenzie Scott, you remember her?
No.
Mackenzie Scott has given away another $2.7 billion to 286 charities.
That's nice.
Yeah. The world's 21st wealthiest individual, Mackenzie Scott, has pledged another $2.7 billion to various charities, In a blog post announcing her latest act of generosity, the billionaire ex-wife of Amazon founder Jeff Bezos explained that she wanted to give to those that have been historically underfunded and overlooked. She chose 286 organizations that focus on racial inequality as well as arts and culture and education. Since her divorce from Bezos in 2019, which saw her receive a 4% stake in Amazon, Scott has become well known for her charitable donations. What was the number? 2.7 billion. She's donated another $2.7 billion. In August 2020, GNN reported that she was giving away $1.7 billion to various nonprofits. Then in December, GNN revealed that she had given away a further $4 billion to deserving causes. And that's my last article that I did several months ago when we were talking about it.
I do remember that.
Yeah, for her latest After I said
the ex-wife of Jeff Bezos, I was like, I remember that one.
For her latest act, she worked with researchers, advisors, and her new husband, Seattle science teacher Dan Jewett, to decide which nonprofits to bestow gifts upon. In this effort, we are governed by a humbling belief that it would be better if disproportionate wealth were not concentrated in a small number of hands, she wrote in her blog, and that the solutions are best designed and implemented by others. Scott is not the only billionaire to promise to give away their wealth. The Giving Pledge, an initiative sparked nearly a decade ago by Bill Gates and Warren Buffett, has been signed by 204 wealthy individuals, including Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg and Airbnb co-founder Viren Chesky. Jeff Bezos has not signed the pledge, but Scott and her partner Dan both have, with a promise to give until the safe is empty. Yes, 2.7 billion for us. Let's see, 2,700,000,000.
And then 6 more zeros.
Thousand. Hundred. It would be that. I don't know what the conversion rate is. Oh yeah, $1 trillion. $1 trillion. That's a lot. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like what I could do with 1 billion.
Give it away to 200 and... Oh wait, what? How many did she do? 208? You could give to
like
104.
You could have like $1 billion and buy like a nice $1 million boat to, vacation on.
Your boat?
And you would have 999 million left.
Yes.
And let's say I bought $1 million house here, something to live off of. $1 million house.
Just a little something.
In Arizona where it's dry, and warm.
Arizona.
And $1 million house in Florida and $1 million house up in, Wisconsin or something. And I would still have 995 million left. So it would be, a lot you could do. Because I don't think I could eat $1 billion in food from now until the rest of my life.
Probably not.
Yeah, so I think I would be set. But yeah, me too. Donate to us. So, here's the next thing. Have you ever had hiccups?
Yes.
When?
I don't know. I had hiccups like a week ago from eating food too fast.
I don't remember having hiccups. I mean, I remember having hiccups, but it's been like so long ago, I don't remember. But like, I see people who get it. It's painful from what I remember. Like, you be like hiccuping, or you're in the middle of a conversation, you just right?
Yeah.
Well,
I do that. But
you
that's
never-
because I ate too fast.
you never have to experience this problem ever again. You want to know why?
I know why.
Because scientists have figured out a way to instantly cure hiccups. Instantly.
Instantly.
And we're going to, you heard it first here, we're going to share with you the secret. Many of us have had some cure for the hiccups, whether that's drinking water upside down or holding our breath. But a peculiar type of drinking straw, developed by a peculiar type of scientist, seems to be impressively effective. How much liter is that? The bottle looks quite fat.
Oh, my water bottle?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it's a liter.
500 milliliters. Half a liter.
Yes.
Yeah.
1/2.
Now that I'm thinking about water. So anyway, this special straw stops 92% of attacks on the spot. The L-shaped drinking straw requires a suction and swallow motion that is available as a patented product for around $15. Here's the picture. That's what it looks like. Kind of looks like a soap dispenser. Yeah?
The foamy soap.
Singultus, as hiccups are known, are contractions of the diaphragm and the muscles between the floating ribs known as the intercostals. Sorry. The sharp intake of air causes the vocal folds to resonate, creating the sound which gives the singultus their common name. Which often presenting nothing more than a nuisance, one group of scientists mentioned in a study that hiccups can last in some people for days, even weeks. A terrifying prospect. Can you imagine hiccuping constantly for days?
No, because my hiccups normally
Days.
go after like.
Usually you see like small
5 minutes.
children, like toddlers. They get them like all the time.
Because we eat too fast.
I don't think that's what it is, because I eat like, I eat really fast all the time.
But like,
Yeah.
I always get hiccups from like eating or swallowing something too fast.
Yeah. So, when the straw is placed inside a glass of water, a pressure valve on the bottom of the straw blocks the water from moving upward as fast as the strength of a human-generated suction would normally allow. This causes the phrenic nerve to activate all of the diaphragm's capacity, while swallowing uses something called the vagus nerve. These two parts of the nervous system are the cause for the contractions in the first place, and so keeping them busy prevents them from doing so. Sold as the Hickaway, which I will put in the chat here. This is what it's called.
On Amazon.
You can buy it on Amazon and support the giving away of billions of dollars.
It's true.
The straw had more than 90% success rate, while 93% of people said it was more convenient than home remedies. So get yours on Amazon today.
It would be more convenient to drink out of a straw than try and drink water upside down or something.
I've heard all kinds of things. There's like all kinds of.
Like
We
holding
tried like
your breath.
scaring people.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
Yeah, but it's fun scaring people anyway. That's my best thing. What I want to do is get them with the water, and then scare them with it. Can you do the I can put a quarter inside this water bottle magic trick?
I did it to my younger sister.
Well, be like, I could get rid of your hiccups. Let me distract you with this magic trick.
She wasn't hiccuping, but we were sitting at a family dinner, and I squeezed it in her face.
Yeah.
She did not like it.
Yes, this is a real product that is out now. It was when I looked at the article, but I'm going to actually admit that I did not go on Amazon to look for it.
Amazon.
The Hickaway. And yes, it is. $14. It's a 14 count. It's like comes in a multi-pack. Oh, they're all out of stock. Yeah. Usually slips within 3 to 5 weeks. But it will be back probably taking some traction there. So, hiccups. Have you seen those like commercials for like, allergies? Is like, say no to allergies.
Yes.
And,
do you want to act one out for me?
Yeah, no. Hiccups. No, you will not interrupt my movie experience. Yeah.
Just get your hick away.
Yeah. So my next article is just kind of cool, just because I think it looks really cool. It's called Mr. Trash Wheel. There he
Pretty
is.
sure
Let's
that's
do this
just
big thing.
Wally,
Mr. Trash Wheel.
but
You can see the little
wheel form. I like his eyeballs.
blockade and stuff up there. Yeah. So, time screen. So Mr. Trash Wheel gobbles up 15 tons of trash every day from harbors. And now more cities are adopting. For years, the ambiguous yet contented face of Mr. Trash Wheel has been an icon of Baltimore's inner harbor. The googly-eyed trash collector has been gobbling up millions of pounds of the city's river-borne garbage for years, and led to the creation of several water wheel allies like Captain Trash Wheel and Professor Trash Wheel. The idea for some sort of garbage collector comes from local inventor John Kellett, who would walk across the footbridge spanning the Jones Falls stream that feeds the Baltimore harbor and be disturbed on seeing the unabated flow of garbage floating towards it. Kellett looked around to see if there were any potential solutions to the problem, but found none. He would end up not only giving the harbor a more sparkling, trash-free appearance, but one of the city's biggest celebrities and social media icons, though he admitted it wasn't his idea to put the googly eyes on the barge. GNN reported in 2017 that Mr. Trash Wheel rotates based on power drawn from the river's current. If it's not enough electricity can be generated from the river alone, the wheel uses solar energy instead. Kellett, who runs Clearwater Mills, also makes specially designed cages to fit into the storm drain outfalls, which is the source of most of the garbage pollution into the harbor. His idea has been so successful that several other organizations are building their own Mr. Trash Wheel. Coming soon to the Gwynn Falls River in Maryland is Gwynda, the Good Wheel of the West, while Oakland, California is building one called Trasherella.
Oh.
The first international Mr. Trash Wheel is coming to Panama with Ms. Wheel or Doña Rude. Or Ruda. I've never envisioned we would have googly eyes on this machine with a name for it and a beer named after it, and the Trash Wheel t-shirts, and a Trash Wheel fan club, and a Trash Wheel fan fest. It's kind of beyond my wildest dreams, said Kellett in the documentary on CNET. Behind the Mr. Trash Wheel brand is one of the most important concepts of modern pollution theory, that rivers deposit the bulk of the garbage existing in the oceans. Nonprofit The Ocean Cleanup, which operates sophisticated green energy river trash interceptors, explains on its website that 1,000 of the world's rivers source 80% of all the trash found in the ocean. The documentary suggests lobbying your local politicians into installing a Mr. Trash Wheel by sending them some of the facts as the technology's ability to collect 38,000 pounds of trash per day, or even the fact that it has the ability to become a social media influencer for your city. Kind of cool.
Yes.
Kind of cool. I'm actually a little saddened that Mr. Trash Wheel gets more traction than we do.
That's true.
And it still looks really cool. So yeah, they have these net things that spread out. It funnels all of the water, all the trash into there. The water flows freely, and then it just gobbles it up. Gobble, gobble. Gobble, gobble. So this little wheel on the side, like where its ear is, the water moves it, and
Yes.
it brings up that conveyor belt, and then it just,
Gobble, gobble.
gobble, gobble. Gobble, gobble.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of cool.
We need a Mr. Trash Wheel.
I would like
Just for fun.
to install one at the beach,
We should just install a miniature version.
just to if the kids start swimming too far out, and the lifeguards
He'll
can't get to it,
gobble them.
gobbles them up and puts fun little thing and sends them back to shore. We would name ours Audrey too. Yeah. So, my next article.
Gobble, gobble.
Are you familiar with the Queen of England?
Yes.
Are you familiar with
We're best friends. We
This-
met in the protection program.
this particular 90-year-old princess
Mm-hmm. Looks exactly like her.
No, not the queen.
I know.
The princess.
The princess.
The princess.
They're twins.
This grandma turned 90 and had a blast at her princess-themed birthday party. 90-year-old princess birthday party.
Yes. Did they have tea?
They have tea. This fun-loving gran had a blast at her 90th birthday with a princess-themed party. The cheerful grandmother, known as Jima to family, looked like a queen as she donned a huge pink tutu, plastic crowned, and a beaming smile for the pictures. Jima's family organized a throne, tutu, cake, balloons, biscuits in the shape of her face, crown, and a custom shirt that read, "It took me 90 years to look this good."
So no tea?
Yeah. It was Jima's granddaughter, Stephanie Perkins, who had the idea for the shoot. Stephanie said, "My grandma is very special to me, and during the pandemic and quarantine, we did not get to see her much. I knew her 90th birthday was coming, and we wanted to do something special just for her. I had seen people on the internet do photo shoots for birthdays, for first birthdays, even 30th birthdays, so I thought, why not do one for her 90th with the whole tutu and crown and outfit?" She was very happy to pose. She was smiling and laughing the whole time. We all had a lot of fun celebrating with Jima. Photographer Melissa Denny, who went to high school with Stephanie, was the talented snapper booked for the celebration in Ronalda Gardens in North Carolina. She said, "We had the best time talking, laughing, dancing. Jima was a great sport and down for anything. What an amazing opportunity to spend time with a sweet 90-year-old, wonderful lady, making memories and having fun celebrating her milestone birthday." Jima was joined by her daughter Deborah, her son-in-law, and her 2 granddaughters at the shoot. After the photo session, the celebrations were not over for Jima, who had a drive-through party the next day where her other friends could come and wish her a happy birthday safely. So, princess birthday party.
Yes.
When was the last princess birthday party you had?
I haven't had a birthday party in like a while.
Have you ever had a princess birthday party?
I don't know.
Don't all little girls have princess birthday
Not
parties?
one that I remember.
Wow. Your family must not really care about you, huh?
The youngest birthday party I remember, we made cake pops
Oh.
for my birthday
Oh, that's cool.
with all my friends. They came
But
over.
no princess?
I don't know.
They all came over in their Disney princess outfits?
Yeah, they all came over
And you
dressed
had to
as
dress up as
Cinderella, and I
Jessie.
dressed up as...
Jessie from Toy Story
Yes.
with your Raggedy Ann hair.
Yes, we cake pop.
Oh, well, I can honestly say you're not the only one because
you have a
I've never had a
princess party?
princess birthday party either.
That's sad.
Yeah.
We should make you
No.
have a
Well,
princess
some of my
birthday.
friends did, but I didn't. I did not have a princess birthday party.
You could.
Yeah. So,
Crown and tutu.
do you want a princess birthday party?
I don't want a princess birthday party.
So, we were supposed to do a great big huge ordeal today because today is technically our 1-year birthday.
For the show?
The show. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for following because while you were on witness protection, we made that announcement a couple of times. So today is...
My phone was
It's actually
loading
technically tomorrow, I think.
a lot.
Is our 1-year birthday of the show, the official launch of the show.
Happy birthday.
And so we had some plans I was going to do, and then Dyer decided that
Hold on, let me get my confetti cannons.
he couldn't be here because he couldn't be here.
See, I just partied without you.
So, I don't know, we'll have to do some kind of celebration, maybe even behind the scenes.
I
So-
don't know.
I know, right? So, segueing that into a not birthday,
Moving on to
yeah.
not birthday.
welcome to the show, Commander Root. The next article I have is an orchid that was thought to be extinct in the UK was discovered blooming on the rooftop of a London bank. Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Orchid.
Yeah,
Not extinct anymore.
not extinct. An extremely rare colony of orchids previously believed to be extinct in Britain has been discovered growing on top of on a City of London rooftop. The small flowered tongue orchid, or Serapis paraflora, is normally found in the Mediterranean and hasn't been seen in the UK in over a decade. But 15 plants have been found on the 11th floor garden of the Japanese investment bank Nomura in the city. It's only the second time the rarity has been recorded in Britain, with a previous colony being found more than 200 miles away. A Rami Head in Cornwall in 1989. Unfortunately, the Cornish colony was destroyed in 2009, and the species was thought to have gone extinct as a wild plant in the UK. It's not known for certain how old the orchids arrived on the Nomura roof, but Mark Patterson, who manages the roof garden, believes it's plausible that they spontaneously colonize naturally without assistance. Did I put up a picture? Here's a picture of it on the garden, on the rooftop. He said orchid seeds are incredibly small and can travel great distances by wind. The plants could have originated on the continent and have been brought over the channel on the southerly winds that frequently bring Saharan dust deposits to the capital. Once settled on the Nomura roof, the seeds would have formed a symbiosis with the mycorrhizal fungus, enabling them to germinate and grow. While possible, the odds are astronomical. Another possible explanation, he said, is that the seeds or young plants could have been brought to the roof in the soil used to create the green roof over a decade ago. The plants can take many years to mature when growing in dry, poor soil conditions, which would explain why we are only now seeing the plants in bloom. However, he explained that this was less likely. It is the first time rare orchids had been found on the green roofs in the city 3 years ago. Patterson also discovered London's largest colony of green-winged orchids growing on the Nomura roof. 2 other green-winged orchids have been found on a rooftop in Carnaby Street, and another plant appeared on a roof in busy Islington. While orchids as rare as these face many threats to their survival, including poor land management, overgrazing, trampling by walkers, and being uprooted and stolen by illegal plant collectors. The previous known colony in Cornwall had to be kept top secret to protect the plants. Growing on the roof of a bank in the center of the city, this newly discovered colony plant should be well protected. Orchid expert Mike Waller, author of Britain's Orchids, a field guide to the orchids of Great Britain and Ireland, said, "To find Britain's second colony of small flowered tongue orchid is exciting in itself, but to find them on a green roof in the City of London is extraordinary on another level." He noted that this is clear evidence that with patience and dedication, even the most unlikely places can become a haven for some of our rarest wildlife. The orchids share the Nomura roof with other rare wildlife, including breeding black redstarts, one of the UK's rarest breeding birds. In 2019, the bank and its charter partner, St. Mary's Secret Garden, secured Bees Needs Award from DEFRA for their work improving the roof environment for bees and other wildlife. The company has also won numerous London in Bloom Awards for their roof gardens. So, have you ever seen a roof garden?
No. I mean, I've seen a roof with grass on it.
I noticed that, like, the Starbucks close by to us, well, not really close by to us, but there's a Starbucks a few towns away. They have, like, this exterior shed thing, and they have this big planted potted thing that goes around the top, and you can see that they very deliberately planted stuff on there because it's like certain plants are like equidistant apart and spread out for each other, you know?
Yes.
Yeah. So, it's kind of cool. I don't know. I've been thinking about like building a house and having like a big garden or something on top, you know what I mean? Something you can plant like a garden or something, and the rabbits and stuff can't get to it. You know?
Yes.
Yeah. So, my next article, let's see here. I think we have time for at least another one, right? So,
9 minutes.
yeah. So Google and Harvard map our ridiculously complex brain and connections in unprecedented detail. I'm sorry, it's super distracting because like there's somebody outside the
We really
studio.
need to just make a bloopers reel for us.
Yeah, unprecedented detail. So here's a picture. You can kind of see a bunch of detail there.
It's colorful.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like those like the artists who
Like where
just
they
fling paint everywhere.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
And those people make big bucks, don't they?
Yeah.
Just flinging paint.
Yep.
Yeah.
I could do that. Yeah.
So there are more possible connections between neurons in the brain than there are stars in the galaxy, making the old noggin the most complex supercomputer we know of. To map the connections in just 1 millimeter of cerebral cortex tissue requires over 1 million gigabytes of data and 225 million images. Now assembled by researchers from the Lichtman Lab at Harvard and Google, the 3D image is the most detailed ever taken of our neurology. The hope is to replicate this method enough to create a puzzle of the human brain, which is being called the connectome.
Puzzle?
A puzzle of the brain called the connectome. I think it's more just like a mapping thing. To say the connectome could take our entire lives to complete is no exaggeration. To complete the connectome of a C. elegans worm that possesses just 302 neurons requires 12 terabytes of data. Google has also made a swing, along with the Harvard Hughes Medical Institute, at a fruit fly connectome which has around 100,000 neurons. It took a year and 100 terabytes to imagine about half the fruit fly brain.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Fruit flies
obviously
are
ours is a lot more complex. With between 186 billion neurons and 100 trillion synapses, electrical interchanges, and signals between cells, the human brain is rather more detailed than its invertebrate neighbors. Nevertheless, taking 1 millimeter cube section of cerebral cortex, the researchers coated it in a resin and cut it into about 5,300 individual slices, each about 30 nanometers thick, in order to reduce the detail low enough to image with an electron microscope. After all of that, they still needed over 200 million images before they could reassemble it into a complete 3D map. The H1 dataset, as it's called, measures 1.4 petabytes, more than the Pentagon gathers in a month, and contains 50,000 cells and 130 million synapses, making it the most complete picture of the part of the brain ever made. Interesting observations were made, for example, that the glial cells, a brain-specialized immune cell, outnumbered neurons 2 to 1 and are available to study in a preview accompanied paper, BioRxiv. I'll put that down so if you want to Google it, you can see that right here.
Wow.
Yeah.
100 terabytes of data for
Can
a
you
fruit fly.
so you think of like
Or for half of a fruit fly brain.
I think my server has 17 terabytes.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
I'll go with that because I don't know. Yep.
I have right now in use on the server here 13.4 terabytes.
Well, that's in use.
And that's like a crazy amount of videos and movies and TV shows and songs and books and programs and all that stuff.
Times like 9 or 8.
This is just enough to map the brain. So knowing that that's just enough to map the brain, can you imagine the actual capacity
Of your
that
brain?
we can store in a human brain.
Well, I know I have a lot of movies stored up here.
If you could
Just
like
quote them
make
all.
it more reliable, I guess, and you could donate your brain, some kid in the future could buy your brain from Western Digital and store more games, more Xbox games, more books, movies, etc., Amazon, whatever, and just store all up in there. Like Amazon servers that they have, Google servers, like it could be just like,
In your brain.
5 or 6 people, 5 or 6 brains they got,
5 or 6.
e-brains, just, pull
just
it
a
out
few.
there. Kind of,
Just plug it in.
just plug it in. Plug it in. I don't know, it's just kind of fascinating to see just the vastness of something simple like the brain that we have. I got time for, I guess, one more article. I'll try to get through here pretty quickly. This guy was, let's see here, laid off during COVID. This dad wanted to work at Costco. And
I
the
like
gods,
Costco.
yeah, the gods of the Twitterverse are mercurial and unpredictable. All hashtags aside, while some tweets trend and others tank is anyone's guess. So when a doting daughter's random tweet recently scored a dream job interview for her dad, it came as a huge cosmic surprise to everyone involved. Like many, Rebecca Mix's 58-year-old dad, Jeff, was laid off from his last job due to coronavirus-related cutbacks. As an older worker, finding employment was likely going to be tough, but resolute. Resolute Jeff, not ready to retire, was determined to land a new gig. His dream job? Something public. Facing that would keep Jeff on his feet. For Jeff, who'd done his homework on the company culture, that meant Costco. I'm saying this all funny. But anyway, knowing he was likely out of his depth, Jeff turned to Rebecca for guidance in navigating the current job market. After promising to help him update his resume and gently teasing him that a 21st century email might be in order, Rebecca posted a few humorous tweets about her dad's weirdly peculiar job ambitions and then said she forgot about them. While the tweets might have slipped Rebecca's mind, the powers of social media were paying close attention. Mix's messages somehow hit the radar of Costco CEO Craig Jelinek, who contacted several store managers close to Jeff's Michigan home, requesting that they bring him in for an interview. One of those managers reached out to Rebecca via Facebook to let her know her serendipitous tweet had hit its mark in a big way. I called my dad, who didn't answer, texted him a screenshot, and called him again. For someone who only FaceTimes by accident, he didn't really understand why I was freaking out, Rebecca recalled in a piece for The Guardian. The sheer ridiculousness of a random tweet making it to the desk of the Costco chief executive mostly escaped him. While Jeff was excited by the prospect of a job interview, he remained cautious about the final outcome. Even after his first-time meeting, in which the enigmatic topic of Twitter never came up, he still wasn't sure he was going to be hired. However, while it took some time for the offer to come through, Jeff nailed his second interview. He texted a photo of his brand new employee badge to Rebecca with thanks. After his first shift, Jeff checked in with Rebecca to let her know the job looked to be pretty much everything he'd been hoping for. She couldn't have been happier. The past year has not been a kind one to my family, Rebecca wrote. Like many, we didn't emerge from the pandemic without the loss of loved ones. It's a gift to have this odd, wonderful, weird spark of joy amid a time of great grief and chaos. And on a final positive note, Rebecca reports that when one of her dad's new coworkers joked, I wonder where they're going to hire the Twitter guy. I wonder when they're going to hire the Twitter guy. The complexities of social media might still escape him. Jeff had the satisfaction of being able to say, I am the Twitter guy. Yeah, I am the chosen one.
Guy.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's kind of cool. I know, I thought it was kind of cool.
That's fun.
Anyway, we'll leave it at
The
that.
powers of social
We'll leave
media.
it at that because the powers of the giant
Twitter.
elephants upstairs
Twitterify.
have causing me to like mess up my train of thought here. So,
See.
Please join us next week. I believe we're going to be here on Wednesday at 4 p.m. doing some gaming with Dyer again. Next week, Thursday at 4, we'll be back with some good news. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Bye.
Bye, guys.